Boom.
Yo, action.
We're back. We're back where we told you we're going to be back on schedule, and we are back on schedule. A couple hours late, but
yeah, a couple hours late. And then also I'm going on vacation for a week for my birthday. And you have a big special anyways, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're trying, folks. What can you do?
We're depressed. We're sad assholes. We're depressed. He's a Jew. I want to be a Jew. I'm reading Alan Watts again. None of it matters.
What does he do? Is that the guy who discovered DNA?
You don't know Alan Watts?
Yeah, that's the guy who like discovered DNA, right? Him and James something.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Alan Watts discovered DNA?
I mean, probably not that guy. I assume that's like a self-help book, but I think the name was Alan Watts.
Alan Watts is a Buddha. He's like largely responsible for bringing the Buddhism. He's English. He's dead. He was an alcoholic. He wrote all the books,
really?
Wisdom of Insecurity. You must know Alan Watts. He's like,
I don't know that Alan Watts, and you don't know the Alan Watts I know.
I know, but Alan Watts, you read this shit. He's like the great fucking Zen philosopher of the time.
I know the guy who discovered DNA. You don't know that fucking guy.
Are you sure that's Alan Watts?
I'm pretty sure that's his
name. The thing is, but don't you see? I hate when you do this stuff that's like ignorant. You're smart. You're into this. I'm not into DNA. You read Buddhism and philosophy. That's your thing. Right, you have a bunch of philosophy books. I don't have DNA books. Don't you see the difference? Why can't you? You don't have. Sometimes you're deliberately obtuse. It doesn't make sense. It bothers me.
What would you call me? In the hole. In the hole now.
You act like I'm a DNA expert. Alan Watts is fucking. You've read all these other books.
You got that reference, right?
What?
To Shawshank.
What do you think? My obtuse is not from Shawshank? You think I'm just pulling obtuse?
I was 98% sure that was the situation.
I mean, all of my knowledge is from film. I didn't go to school. I'm an idiot. People say this to me. They're like, yeah, Les is an idiot. I'm like, of course I'm an idiot. I fucking I almost failed out of high school, public school. I went to no college. I'm a moron.
I just like how you did the reference and then I like responded with the next reference. And I was like, do you get the reference that you started?
No, I get these people like, List is dumb. I'm like, yeah, I'm dumb. I'm not educated. I'm an uneducated person.
I still understand how I'm the asshole because I don't know the Alan Watts because I know about Buddhism. So I'm an asshole because I know about Buddhism, and you don't.
No, you're not you're an asshole for acting like that's ridiculous. You're saying I don't know your guy and I don't know yours, but it's not level. Don't you see? It's not equal.
You're saying it should be more embarrassing that I don't know Alan Watts.
Not embarrassing, surprising. I'm not trying to humiliate you. I'm surprised because. You're very well read and you're extremely into philosophy. Alan Watts is like one of the more famous 20th century philosophers. He brought the idea of Zen Buddhism to the West, I mean.
Now I'm kind of worried that the other guy's not named Alan Watts. We got to find this out.
That's entirely likely because if you Google Alan Watts, my guy's coming up.
All right, well, let's see.
Let's settle it. Google Alan Watts, and a British philosopher is going to show up. A movie no one's ever seen, so let's just do this.
All right,
I'm Googling Alan Watts. It's going to be my guy.
Moment of truth, baby. Come on. Well, the other guy, James, whatever.
The first thing that comes up, Alan Watts writer, Alan Watts quotes, Alan Watts books, Alan Watts lectures, YouTube. Yeah, your guy doesn't even come up anywhere.
Well, my guy. Well, let me see. Wait, what is my guy?
Your guy's name's not Alan Watts, is what I think. It might
not be. It might be. Hold on. We got to figure this out.
Also, you got to read The Wisdom of Insecurity. It's one of the great books ever.
Oh yeah, I'll check it out. Well, let me borrow it.
I don't like borrowing books because you're gonna get it all wet. You're gonna take it in the tub with you and splash around.
Wait, what the fuck is his name? God damn it. I can't even.
Yeah, exactly.
The Double Helix. That's the book. That's what the book is called.
You look like a fool. What movie is that? A fool.
Is it There Will Be Blood?
Yes.
I don't remember that part. What's that part, though?
That's when they're at the bar and he puts the fucking napkin on his head at the restaurant, the steakhouse.
Right.
You look like a fool.
That movie has such silly, weird scenes.
Yeah, you're silly and weird.
Okay, well, let's see.
You're a closet P.T. Anderson hater.
So I am. So I got it. Oh man, you ready to see me be wrong? You love this.
I do.
But wait, wait, hold on. I'm trying to all right, where is it?
Oh my God. This podcast
The
sucks.
writer is James D. Watson.
You're thinking of fucking Sherlock Holmes' assistant. Not even close. Not even close.
Wait, but oh yeah, it's two people, James D. Watson and David Wall. So yeah, no, it's not. There's no Alan.
I am genuinely, I'm not trying to humiliate you. I'm genuinely shocked by this blind spot.
I'm humiliated. I feel like fucking Chris Rock 2 minutes after getting slapped. I'm just, this is
I mean, like Alan Watts is like the single most famous philosopher of the 20th century.
Here's the thing. Everybody's got blind spots. I mean, I know. I mean, we're only aware of our own, but it is a bad. We all have blind spots. We all have like some bad information, some people we just never, and it just somehow didn't happen. You know, there's just the smartest guy is just like, oh, I know, I just never heard of George Washington. There's just everyone has like a little couple blind spots.
But it's just because you're like reading Russian playwright. You're like, this film is based on my favorite Ukrainian playwright from the 13th century, and then you're like, Alan Watts, what?
Yeah, well, we all got blind spots. I mean, there's like people I just like, yeah, just don't know, and you know, we're all. But I was thinking about that, like, you know, like the genius writers or stuff, you know, like someone like James Joyce or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think there's just like a really basic word they don't know, and but they never tell anyone. They just have to look it up one point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it must happen, I guess.
Because I'm looking up words all the time, and I'm like, I hope no one knows. Like, I'm glad no one's seeing that I don't really know what this word meant, you know?
Yeah, that happens a lot. I mean, that's the great thing about Wikipedia. You have to be like, all right, let me see what that is. A MacGuffin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was talking to someone recently, and I used, it was Isabel, and I used a smart word deliberately. And then she's like, I don't even know that word. And I used it because I assumed the other person wouldn't know. And then I looked it up and realized I was using it incorrectly.
That's like my favorite. The proudest moment I have of my lovely wife Sarah was on like a job interview once, and the woman said that she was interviewing her said, "Will your thing be are you a reverend?" And Sarah had a moment where she goes, "I got to be honest, I don't know what that word means." Mm-hmm. And then the person went, "Well, anyway," and just changed the subject. She didn't describe the word. She didn't know the word either.
Well, that's a weird. Why would she? Yeah, that's not the word she was looking for. I don't think she was looking for rude and offensive.
I mean, she was like, that is the word she was looking for because she was pitching a show.
Oh, the show. Oh,
so she was like pitching it. So I tried to like
interview.
I know because I'm trying to protect the person, but but whatever.
I thought you meant like fucking Subway or Taco Bell.
No,
like, are you a reverend?
No, the person was. I'm trying to like protect whatever, but. The person was like, will your show be irreverent? And Sarah's like, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. And then the woman was like, well, don't worry about it. And just kept moving, which is hilarious.
People who like agents, like people who like greenlight shit or producer stuff, they like use words that they don't know. And they don't like my friend had a TV show. It was getting developed. It kind of fell through at the last second. And the word they used was, they said, sorry, it's just not noisy enough. They like just make up words.
Right. Yeah, no, that's the industry all the time, but whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, so anyway, words make you feel dumb. But yeah, so what do we, I mean, we're talking about a movie today that we first of all, this is a big day. Well, a couple things happened. Well, first, Louis won the Grammy.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
You know, it's good for everyone. Everyone is taking it happily. No one has made any false connections or made up double standards.
See, this is the thing, though. You can't bring this up because I can lose my mind. And then I start yelling. We're going to turn into these assholes that are like, man, here's the thing. And it gets me all worked up. It makes me insane.
You got to get worked up. That's how you get the millions of subscribers. We got to work up the anger of the white man, the unheard, the incels. We got to get them riled up, and then we'll become famous.
I know. I don't want to be famous. I want to be famous. I want to make fucking $80 a week.
White incel army.
I know, but it's all insane. It's insane. I'm seeing these fucking idiots with their blogs of being like, "Oh my god," and it's like, what is the path to it? What can this guy do? What's he allowed to do? What are people in a private room allowed to vote on if they let whatever the fuck?
I know it's insane, but we're just happy for him, and it's awesome. And but yeah, let's talk about the other big thing is we both saw a movie together.
We saw a movie together for the first time, and hilarious stuff happened. You lost an entire soda, which I have to say, brought me some amount of joy. Initially, my instinct was to be upset because I had seen the movie and I wanted you to fully enjoy this film because I just it's such a great film. And so I was like, I want Ronan in a good place so we can really enjoy it. Because if he doesn't like it, I'm gonna hate him forever. And then so when your soda got spilled, I felt upset because I was like, no, it's gonna fuck up his opinion of the movie. And then I settled down and was like, that's amazing. That's awesome. I love that his soda got spilled.
Well, I don't know why you would. I feel like either emotion was a little too extreme. The loving it.
Well, partly because I bought the ticket. You didn't offer to pay me back for the ticket, and so
no, I totally.
And so you losing your soda kind of evened out, because you just assumed that the ticket was free.
I did not assume the ticket was free. I just had I forgot. Fucking Christ.
And then I learned a lot about you yesterday.
I'm Venmoing you right after this. I did not assume it was free. We were we were in a rush. You can't ignore that part. We were in a rush. You're like, I got the ticket already. And then we were like kind of rushing.
Slight rush, I guess.
I'm blaming the rush because I was definitely going to pay you back. I would not assume it was free. We were just in a rush.
A rush. I mean, we strolled up to the counter and ordered a giant soda.
There was a rush. We missed some of the previews. There was a rush.
I got such a window in because then I watched you buy a soda. They give you a receipt, and I watched you crumple up the receipt and stuff it in your wallet. And all I can think is, this guy, I cannot imagine dating this human being that takes a Pepsi receipt and crunches it up and just sticks it in your wallet. Because there's no way you're claiming that on your taxes.
Well, I mean, first of all, a lot of women cannot imagine it. That's a big problem. They refuse to imagine it.
And it made your wallet burst like Costanza. It was just...
Yeah, I know. I was first of all, I was a little discombobulated yesterday. I've driven back from Boston that day.
Right, which is another thing.
I'm going to blame the rush and Boston on this not paying. I'm Venmoing you the ticket right after this. I would not assume it's free.
By the way, again, I grew up, you're from Louisville where everything's slow and easy or whatever. I grew up in Massachusetts, and I've been coming back and forth from New York to Boston for 20 years, 1,000 times. The Northeast Corridor is the worst traffic on the planet. It's worse than fucking India. And I just hear you clomping around. I'm like, it's like 2:30 p.m. on a Friday. I'm like, what?
I'm doing a show in Maine at 8
in Maine. Maine. I was like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm heading out soon. I think you got there in time to watch the fill-in end set.
I literally got in and just walked right on stage. It was pretty intense. I don't usually do that, but I was well, you understand, I was exhausted that day. I've been traveling. I'm so exhausted from life. I'm traveling all the time. I barely have the energy to go on the trip. I'm having I'm getting worn out, man. I'm forgetting to pay back movie tickets. I'm blaming the fatigue from the travel and the drive to Boston and the slight rush. That's 3 good excuses.
At least you have a document of a Diet Pepsi you bought and immediately spilled. You have proof that you purchased it.
So I bought the Diet Coke, and this was interesting because we were both seeing a movie together. And, when you see a movie with someone in theaters, you don't know what people's rules are. It's a little, I see a movie with Louis. He just talks the whole time like a crazy old man.
Isn't that annoying when you watch something like Schindler's List and they're talking?
Well, that's different. We've talked about, we're not going to get into that. But
okay. So where does Louis do it?
That's in public, in movie theaters. He talked through all of Batman.
Oof.
I was like, Jesus. I was like, come on, I mean?
Oof. I went to the movies with him once.
Did he talk?
A little bit, not horrible, a little bit. And he didn't get it. We saw Buster Scruggs, and he was not into it. He didn't get it. He didn't like it.
I mean, I'm not crazy about it either myself, except for the first part, which I love. I think that should have been the whole movie. But he kind of made fun of the movie the whole time, Batman, and then afterwards he was he made fun of it so much that I couldn't even appreciate it on any level. And then it ended. He was like, "That was really good." But you just made fun of it the whole time. I mean,
that's literally a bit from the TV show Seinfeld.
Is that?
Yeah, when they go with Susan, when Susan first starts hanging out with Elaine and Jerry, and then they're just talking through the whole movie, and then they're leaving.
They talk,
and he's like, "I liked it. What'd you think, Susan?"
Yeah, and then she doesn't want to hang out with them again.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I didn't know what you were saying. I mean, I assume you weren't, because sometimes you go to a movie somewhere and they're talking during the movie, the whole time. You know what I mean? So it's scary.
That's insane.
But I assumed you weren't going to do that.
No. And also, so again, see, this goes back to the Schindler's List, and people take your side, but I had seen the film, so I screened it myself. So I knew when there's a moment of transition, I was like, well, I hate that guy next to you that spilled the soda. You know,
you knew the transit. You knew the.
I
Part.
knew them. I knew a moment where I could be like this. That sucks about the soda, buddy.
Well, my rule is this. I was going to tell it to you before. I was like, we get 3 quota comments during the movie.
Oh, I like that.
You know, you get 3 comments. You know, and obviously you have to decide when. You don't want to do it at the part. You know what I mean? But so like, so I was gonna say that, but we kind of obeyed that. So then we go into the movie theater. I have a giant Diet Coke. I put it down. We start watching the movie. It's actually, I don't even know if we've named the movie today. I feel like people are probably listening to this going like, I mean, it'll be on the title, but people are like, what are you talking about? But the movie's called X. And I sit down with a Diet Coke, and then like 30 minutes into the movie, this guy, which on a Venn diagram of behavior, none of it matches up. He comes 30 minutes late, but then still is flashing his light to make sure he sits in the seat that's on his ticket. It's like, you can't be late and respect the seat choice shit. Like, that's insane. And then he's like, just sit down. And he's like flashing around, and he makes me take my jacket off the seat next to us. And I spilled the Diet Coke, the entire cup. I had 2 sips, spills all over the floor. There's just like a mountain, like just like a river of Diet Coke next to
smelled.
Me. It smelled the whole theater. Yeah.
The whole theater stunk like Pepsi.
It was ridiculous.
And yeah, and then he walked. The craziest part is he had like shooter vibes. He was using his phone to light up the ticket, which who respects a seat number at a movie theater? There's like 6 people in the theater.
There was 6 people in the movie. And also it's like, not only do you not respect it, I mean, like, I get it, like, whatever, but like, we were sitting here and there was a seat next to us. And then there's like 2 seats and then his friend or whatever. And he was making sure which seat it was, as if the seat he got happened to be right next to us and not his friend. He would have sat next to us. I mean, it was insanity. It was insanity.
No, it was bananas.
And he was 30 minutes late. Who is that late and respects the seat numbers? We're avid moviegoers. I don't like to miss the preview, and I could give a fuck about seat numbers.
No, it was insane. And then, but he then endeared himself to me later because he was like, "Oh shit, man. Oh no. It's crazy." Like, so I think he was like a sweet retard who doesn't, know how to keep time.
He had some fun. Like, he had the perfect amount of talking during it. You know what I mean? It made the movie more fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I gotta say, this movie, I mean, you gotta see it. It's so fun. I mean, I had a guy next to me, like, gonna like fight me if I didn't, love it. But like, so it was a lot of pressure. But it was so fun.
But you did love it.
I did love it. It was fun. It was fun with a group. We were all laughing. It's a funny movie. And it made me realize, like, I hadn't had this much fun in the movie theaters in a while. And I'm like, fuck your Nomad Lands. Fuck your Power of the Dog. I haven't seen Power of the Dog.
It stinks.
I saw the first 2 minutes and almost like fell asleep immediately. These movies are boring, and not boring in a good way. Boring in a way where all the characters are flat and they're just kind of boring. It's like boring bad that people think are good, and it's dour. These movies are dour. And then I'm watching this movie. It's full of life. It's hilarious. And first of all, and death. It achieves kind of so many things at once. Sarah said best. It's super sexy. I mean, it was a little uncomfortable, honestly.
Sarah didn't say that.
Well, she said it was sexy. Yeah. Didn't she?
Said it was super sexy? I don't remember that. Was that to you alone?
That might have been to me alone in private when you were. But it's like really sexy. I mean, to the point where it's like a little uncomfortable. I mean, like,
that's what I said. Hard. That's what I said going in. I was worried because all you ever talk about, your favorite topic is what you're jerking off to. You're like, I jerked off to him. I jerked off to her. I jerked off to this kid. Every time I see you, it's all you talk about. And then this is like full on porn. I mean, this is the hottest movie on the planet.
It's so uncomfortable to be with like friends and you're watching we were watching a woman get fucked.
Yes, like, hot. The top 3 of them.
It sucks to know like I'm aroused and I know you're aroused. Like we both know we're both aroused.
Well, I feel that way right now.
It's just like a little uncomfortable. But yeah, 3 really hot women. So it's sexy. It's full of sex. It's violent and scary in a fun, scary way. It's hilarious. There's some like great laugh lines, and it has layers. It has layers about getting old, and it actually makes you think about, for all its goofiness, the movie makes you think about mortality in a way that other dour, humorless, boring movies don't make you think about mortality.
Yes, and it's also what's fun is it's full of references and homages too, which is also fun because you can keep an
Yeah.
eye. Once you know it's that kind of movie, it makes it fun because it's like an Easter egg hunt.
Yes.
You're like, oh, that's the shot from this movie. I mean, and there's references to When Harry Met Sally. They have two When
Yeah.
Harry Met Sally references in the movie,
Yeah.
which is so fun. So it's so aware of culture. I mean, there's direct Jaws, The Shining, obviously. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is obviously a big one.
Evil
And
Dead,
so
Psycho. I mean, Psycho is the biggest. I mean,
yes, so it has all these great homages and winks, but yes, and I think of it as like a complete allegory for show business. It feels like it's about show business in so many ways because it's like it's the bitterness and the aging out and desperately wanting to be in film and trying to create something with a bad script and the allure of show business. So it's very much about aging and show business and bitterness, and it's really layered.
It's really layered and it's really effective. I mean, like you're watching people hot in the prime of their life, and then you're watching these two disgusting old people, and you're watching it knowing that, we're kind of in the middle there, in between the two the
40. I'm turning 40 in 2 days.
It's crazy. But it is like it really does make you like think about, like, the movie makes you think about
You're doing Normand?
What? The movie really, for all its goofiness, I mean, like, you're watching it, and obviously they have the actress play, I believe, both parts.
Only one is.
Right.
The guys are different.
The guy's different, but that's definitely her.
Yes, the main, yes.
Yeah, and that makes you connect to it and realize, like, it makes you realize that we're all just flesh that's rotting. I mean, I know it's like
especially
obvious. You. Yeah, but you feel it on a visceral level in this movie, and they kind of make you feel it by showing this hot sex. So they show you both. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They show you the hot sex, they show you the hot bodies, and then they show you these decrepit old bodies. And it really makes you confront it in a way. And it makes you confront something else, which is that we want to assume all old people are just happy with their lives and they're now just neutered and they don't have a libido. And we try to ignore the fact that, like, they might just be as equally afraid to die and just as resentful that they lost their looks as possible. We just try to ignore that. We want to think they're content to not deal with the brutal reality, because this is about an old woman who is extremely psychopathically resentful of, and still has all the urges and the desires that, like, they haven't numbed, they haven't dulled.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's done in such a beautiful way. And it's so clever because whether you realize it or you don't, that the actor is playing these same roles. This young woman and an old woman. And then there literally is a line in the dialogue that I didn't know they were the same actor the first time I saw it. And then she's like, we're the same, you and me.
Yeah.
And so there's another layer that's really fun.
Yes, it kind of makes you see, in a way, it makes you, by having them the same, it makes you see two timelines at the same time. It makes you see someone young and old at the same time, and that does allow you to reflect on time. You know what I mean? You can kind of see that exactly like a multiverse or something.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful and clever, and the setup is great. I mean, like it's not just like you're like, oh, let's get to the part where the killing starts happening. The whole intro is great and funny and stylized, and some of the kills. I mean, the first kill is just one of my favorite murders in any movie ever. It's just so fun and again stylized, and the music just is perfect. It's just a fucking perfect film. It's so fun. Yes. And we talked about it after. I'm like, why this should get a best screenplay nomination.
Yeah. Yes, it really should. It's really interesting. I mean, like, there's so many interesting things. Also, like, going back to like Psycho, I mean, the influence of Psycho, that you have the house, nearby, and they're essentially in the kind of like where the hotels would be. You know what I mean? The boarding room, and then there's a house. But it's also interesting, the great homage to Psycho is that it's like Psycho, but in this movie, it's if the old mother was the killer. So
right.
It's kind of like what if the old mother was the killer? And that's an interesting thing to watch, because when she's stabbing that guy, you can't help but think what you all like in Psycho when he's like a dick and it feels like rape. You know what I mean? The knife as a dick. So when she's holding the knife and stabbing him, you feel like she's now kind of raping him and having the dick. And it's almost like all her anger at the penis because the penis has decided, like her husband is no longer attracted to her, you know?
Right.
So it's all this anger at the penis, the male sex kind of like discarding her. And so now she's taking control of it and is violently killing it with its own self. It's just like a beautiful image, you know?
Yeah, and she won't stop. And then there's just blood spraying on the light, which I know has been done before, makes everything red. And then Don't Fear the Reaper is on. It's just so fucking great. And you're just smiling ear to ear. You're like, yes. And some of the kills, even though they're bloody and gory, you're like laughing because you're like, this is so fun and so stylized.
It's so,
And there's some amazing jump scares. I mean, I have felt embarrassed for you. Like all 4 limbs went up, feet and hands went like a fucking, like you did a Russian.
Well, there's a couple that there's a couple that I was like, I was like a cartoon, like woo, like it was. I mean, there's a couple where you're just not expecting beautiful jump scares. I love jump scares.
We're the jump scare guys.
I'm not usually affected psychologically by movies, horror movies, you know what I mean? So like jump scares to me are the ones that like I fucking love. And there's some great jump scares. And I mean, just having the old woman be the villain is such an interesting, like, interesting concept because this is a woman. It's a character that's the least dangerous in society, the old lady, you know, and she's basically the murderer, sexual assaulter in this movie. Right. I mean, she like has a couple bad Me Toos in this.
Sure.
He touches her tit. She like she lies next to her. So she's taking the woman who actually has the least amount of power in society, the older woman, and giving her all the male rape violent action. So it just flips everything on its head.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like I'm like gonna run out of things to say about this other than fucking go see it. It's so layered. It's so funny. It's so hot. The women are fucking hot. The murders are great. And that's it. I mean, what else can I say about this fucking thing? That's what's hard. I'm like, go see the movie. I don't want to ruin the movie.
I know. That's the problem with the movie.
It's beautiful.
That's the problem with this podcast. I mean, obviously we have to talk about it, but like, I mean, right? I mean, are we not trying to do spoilers and shit? Because like we assume most people haven't seen it, or what? Because usually,
I guess I know. I mean, like,
I've been feeling the need not to spoil shit right now.
You feel what?
I'm feeling the need not to spoil shit, but we should.
That's what I mean. I mean, we can't spoil because 11 people have seen it. So first of all, we can't even name it after the movie because no one's gonna watch this goddamn episode because no one's seen this fucking.
All right. Well, let's just say this. Let's talk openly about it. If you haven't seen it, stop the podcast, watch it, and then come back because I want to talk openly about some shit in it.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah.
You know, because one of the great jump scares is the girl at the end getting blown away. Like
it's amazing. Yeah.
It's amazing. And then what really haunts me is when they show her face all blown up, which reminds me of Midsommar a little. You see this beautiful woman, and now her face is just completely deformed. So the movie shows you the fluidity and the impermanence of hotness in a way that affects you viscerally. People are hot, you think of them as goddesses or whatever, but it's such a just a moment in time, a very small moment in time.
And also what's great is like Coppola discusses with the Godfather movies is when you have a lot of murder, you have to make the murders unique and different and stand apart. And each murder in this really stands apart really well. And also what's a fun thing is the male nemesis, who's also a fucking murdering psychopath, he just has a heart attack.
Yeah.
They don't save him. They don't kill him. He just runs out of time. I mean, he just runs out of gas. He fucks. And then, which by the way, was his biggest fear. He's like, I can't fuck. What if I can't get it up? My heart won't be able to take it. And then he fucks and then he dies.
Yeah.
Right after.
And it is hilarious. Like when we're watching them fuck, like that's a great moment too. Cause it's like we don't want to see it. We're disgusted by it. And it's like part of the horror watching these old people fuck.
Right.
This movie has this kind of thing where like, it reminds you how much we ignore old people because we don't have to face up to mortality. So this movie hilariously shoves it in our face.
And they're doing the same thing that we earlier wanted to jerk off to. Yeah, it's the same action. It's just different people.
And now this is the scariest part of the movie. And it's just such a brilliant. The movie makes you confront things you ignore.
And this other great moment too, which the funniest and best character in the movie is the executive producer, a guy. Mm-hmm. Who's the best? I mean, that two things.
I mean, that two things is just incredible. I don't know if that was like the magic of editing where like maybe it wasn't exactly the script like there, but they're like, what if we cut to it right then? You know?
Yeah.
But putting up his two fingers, your thought in your head, you're like, what is this about? and then him just be like, two things that make a relationship
It's great. I mean, he's just such a funny character. And the other thing is all these characters are so likable. They're
yes.
really, really likable characters, each one of them. But his death is great because he has, and this feels like a Home Alone reference too, is he's walking, and again, the spoiler alert, but like you see there's a nail, he's about to step on it. And because our generation has been trained by Home Alone, it's like, okay, he's going to step on the top of the nail, we'll
You're
cut
not gonna
away
see
and
it.
he'll
Yeah.
scream. I mean, it is just vulgar. I mean, he just goes right into
They
the
just show,
nail.
yeah.
The sound is crazy. You watch a nail go right into his foot, and it's
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
we do not get that quick cut to Daniel Stern screaming. You know what I mean? It goes
Right.
right to the foot, which is the movie just always it goes against our it fucks with our expectations. It's so aware of our expectations of movies. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's great. And then the way he gets killed, he's looking through a peephole, which is kind of like a camera as well. You know, and he gets killed in the eyes. I mean, the deaths are fucking great. The
And then
alligator, yeah.
after he gets the nails to the eye, we leave him for about 4 minutes, and you think, okay, that's passed. And then there's a jump cut to it being ripped out of his eyes, which is awesome. So it goes back. It's like a callback. And then the gator, which is a beautiful Jaws reference, is amazing. And those overhead sort of God shots
Beautiful
are just
shot.
beautiful. And you're just on
yeah.
it's such tremendous filmmaking of this giant gator chasing this person. And it's just perfectly, expertly edited and shot.
I mean, there is like lyricism in this movie that is like I was not expecting. The shot of her swimming away from the gator from the bird's eye view is an incredible shot.
It's perfectly noisy.
The shot of the old woman dancing on the the headlights, you know, is beautiful. There's so many beautiful shots. There's a couple other like just gorgeous shots, and the alligator thing is amazing because like setting that up and then having her fall in the water, and you know it's coming, but the quickness in which they do it, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that's another. It's a perfect jump scare there because you know the alligator is going to get involved, right? And so she throws her in the water, and in your head you're like, okay, the alligator's probably going to come out right now, but it comes out so quickly. Like,
right.
like it's quicker than you expect. So it goes. It's a beyonder in a way, like that term I use, where you like you're trained to know something's about to happen, but it happens quicker or more extreme or quicker because she falls in and it just comes out immediately. So it works.
Right.
It's like somehow a jump scare that they set up, which is pretty brilliant, you know?
No, it's beautiful. And also what's great is right before that moment where they're talking and she tries to be, this is a beautiful moment in the movie too, that shows the psyche of human beings, of just her trying to be really sweet to the old lady. She's like, oh my God, we got to get you back. Yeah. This happens to my mother too. And she's like, shut up. And she's like, fuck you, bitch. She just turns so quickly. Is that this also this thing? It's just like this surface level. I'm going to try to be nice because that's what I'm supposed to do. But if you're not nice back, then fuck you forever. And of course, she gets murdered a second later by a gator.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, because we don't want to have anything to do with old people. We feel bad for them. We want to see them every once in a while and just be nice and then just discard them. We're going to push them away. And this movie is this movie is revenge of the old people, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's so great to watch. And like, yeah, I mean, and it's like, you know, even though obviously they're psychopaths, you feel bad. You feel bad when she's sitting there and she's disgusting and he's like, you know, and she feels unwanted and you know she used to be hot because it's all of us. Because old people is one of those things. It's different than like seeing someone who's like deformed or someone who's like mentally handicapped. You feel bad. Old people, you see an old person, you feel bad, but you also at the same time know it's coming. Like for you, like it's not something you can separate from yourself. So it's something you feel bad that you also know is going to happen to you. So it's an interesting mixture of pity, but behind that pity is true fear.
Yeah. And it's another great thing this movie pulls off is it makes literally every character empathetic. I mean, they're murdering these people and they're scary. And then there's that beautiful scene where they're sitting on the bed, the old couple, and they have this discussion and it's genuinely sad and touching.
Yes. And it's touching and they're in their own world. And there's an interesting part too, where the old man has a heart attack and it's very surprising, but a perfect human response. The wife who's just killed everyone horribly is like, help, he's having a heart attack.
Right.
And that's such a beautiful moment of narcissism of being in your own world where you're like, oh, surely they'll help. The person I love is the person everyone else loves too.
Right.
And to the point where she's so distraught, she forgets, oh, they're in two different groups right here. You're asking for help from the group that you just slaughtered.
Right.
But it shows you how much she loves him. That she's like, help, he's having a heart attack.
Right. And then there's the middle point too, where they're all hanging out, and then there's a break in the action to have like a philosophical conversation, which is also really interesting.
The one you mean the one where the girl chooses?
She decides she wants to be in the movie, which again is like the allure of show business to me. Yeah. Frozen.
Let me. Yeah.
All right, you're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
I thought like that scene is fantastic. Like when she like wants to be in the porn, and I also thought, I mean, I don't know. I know I'm a male and whatever. I was like at that part, I was like, I think this may have been written by a woman, just because that part seems so like I don't know, insightful. You know, like her wanting to be in it and saying to him like, "Who's the prude now?" You know, it just seemed like a really good, interesting female perspective. It's not written by a woman. But
so men can't write interesting perspective?
Like, I don't know. From my perspective.
Why can't a man write an interesting perspective?
I know. Well, they can, is what I'm saying. But it was so good, I thought it was a woman.
Oh.
I'm not saying they can't. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying I was like so good. I was like, oh, I think maybe a woman wrote this, you know?
Right. Yeah. When something's great, I'm like, it's probably a man.
No. But that part's amazing when she like wants to be in the porn and she's like, it's funny how I'm like, the hot girl really wants to be in the porn. And I'm like, oh, must have been a woman who wrote this.
No. I know.
But it's still we're sexist pieces of shit. But it's still a great scene. I love that scene in all her anger, like all his anger. Like this guy's trying to make this avant-garde porn and he's like loving it. And she's judgmental. And then the minute she wants to be in it, he's like, he gets so moralistic. It's such a hilarious hypocrisy with him. And the movie does such a great job of setting up, kind of like Midsommar, I felt like. It does a good job of making all that group all pretty much equal. I mean, they all are interesting. You got the director who wants to make something avant-garde, the hilarious executive producer who's like, you know, essentially you know, him kind of like, you know, guy, but like weirdly sweet. And then you have the black guy who's hilarious, you know?
Yes, and there's so many great jokes. I mean, there are like straight up jokes that just hit. They work.
Yeah.
The black guy's got the huge cock when he's standing there in the shadow. Yeah. I mean, the executive producer coming out in his underwear is great.
That was a great reveal. There's so many great. Yeah, like
I mean,
that was a great.
It has it all. It has laughs, thrills, scares, homages, a deeper meaning. It's beautifully shot. The soundtrack kicks ass. It's fucking great. This is just a great, fun film.
Is it getting attention? I actually have no idea. Did it get good reviews?
It's got good reviews. I think it's like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's getting attention from us. I mean, that's why we got to push it. Put it on your time. I put it on my timeline a while ago because that's how you get more movies like this. You get people to go see it. You fucking have people see it so it makes money and they go, hey, shit, maybe we should make more fucking clever, fun, original movies.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, like it's like Get Out. It's fun and interesting like Get Out, and it has like it's fucking it's just fun. I just had fun. You forget that because you watch Nomadland, you watch Frances McDormand take his shit, you watch like Benedict Cumberbatch just ride on a horse and look at the sunset for 42 minutes. You forget that there's actually joy to be had in film sometimes,
right?
Because so many of these movies think if we're like really sad, people think it's a really great movie. What they don't realize is it's fine for a movie to be sad. Fucking Florida Project is heartbreaking, but it's full of life, which is what life is. Life is funny. Life is people who don't always look. What are you doing?
I'm rolling down. I've got uneven thing. I'm listening.
Life is like I can't. That's like worse than looking at your phone while.
All right, what is life? Tell me what life is. I'm sorry.
Jesus, I've never been more insulted in my life.
I'm on a hill. What do you want me to do? Look at this.
What hill?
I'm the apartment's hilly.
So no, I'm just saying life is fun. Life is not everyone just looking like this the whole time. You know what I mean? It's never that. And so the movies that are so much like that, which people think are great, like in Nomadland, it's just characters looking depressed the whole time. And I only seen the first 5 minutes of Power Dog, but I assume it's like that the whole time.
Yes, it's very similar. I mean, Power of the Dog. Well, we'll have to do our own episode on it. So we have, but Power of the Dog. First of all, the kid in the movie is just straight out of 2022. They didn't like do any effort to make him seem not like a fucking Gen Z like hi. That was annoying. And then the Jesse Plemons character is like so underdeveloped. It's just nothing. And then it doesn't really get into why Kirsten Dunst is just a wild alcoholic. It also felt like I could point to so many. It is interesting. It's not a terrible movie, and it becomes compelling in the second half. But anyway, we'll talk about it another time. We'll save it.
Watch it. Maybe we'll do it next week. We'll watch Power of the Dog and another Oscar contender. But this
we got to get this out before the Oscars.
This movie's pure joy, and I mean, we might not get a lot of views on this episode. People haven't seen the movie, but we're trying to push the movie. We're curators.
We're curators. I'm going to title this our best episode because I think this is a great episode, and I'm going to title the best episode we've ever done. People will come watch it, and then we give the spoiler alert warning, so that's fine.
Yeah, but don't call it that because I don't think it's the best. I think they might be a little disappointed if we call. You can't do that.
I know we got to dupe them. We got to get them to watch. If we write X, no one's going to watch. Every time I talk to you, like, we got to grow the podcast. We're talking about X. No one has even heard of this. I'll write X-Men. I'll put X-Men.
But you can't just say best. That's like when you remember Jerry got mad at Louis because he introduced him once as like, this is the greatest comedian of all time, No,
that is totally different.
I feel like it's a perfect analogy.
It's not a perfect analogy because he had to go after that, and then he gave the expectations. This is just it's a joke. We're saying it's our best episode. They're gonna watch. The people that are gonna watch are gonna watch either way. But if we say X, they might go, I can't watch this. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I know. But maybe we'll say we're talking about movie X. Just watch the first half. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Well, just say best episode ever. I don't know. Whatever.
I'll call it X. Right. Our numbers want 300 viewers.
People like to see us. They want to see the rapport.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why you don't say X. You say our best episode.
No, I'm saying they're going to see it. They're going to watch it anyway. So just be accurate. You don't want to have false advertising. You know what I mean?
Well, but many people might think it is the best episode. We've had a lot of laughs.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, maybe say I took my dick out. It's a good episode. Say I took my dick out of it. Maybe that will get people to watch.
They'll be like, "Oh my god!" Oh. No.
But so I'm excited. I'm excited for more people to watch it. It was a joy. I forget that movies and you see them in theaters, if they're good, it'll actually make you feel good for the rest of the day. I forget that that's a thing that happens because so many movies are bad. I'm like, oh, this movie actually it like lifted up my spirits. I was like happy for the rest of the day because I saw a good movie.
Yeah, it's the best. I mean, I love going to the theaters, and sometimes, I'll go see a movie a couple times because now I'm going to the theaters I know I'm going to have that experience. I'm like, I'm going to go see a movie that I love in the theater, and it's fun. And the first time I saw it with my buddy Dan Belger, and I had the same thing. I was depressed all day and decided last minute to go to the movies, and it flipped me. I felt like $1 million, and it gives you hope that you're like, good movies are still being made and put in the theaters.
Yes, and I can't tell you how much I support movie theaters because I mean I know people are like, well, we'll watch it at home. Fuck that. First of all, every time I watch a movie at home, I'm texting. I can't do it. I got to get to the movie theater. I got to turn off my phone the whole time. I turn it off the whole time. Weren't you impressed?
No, I wasn't impressed. That's how you behave. But speaking of going to the movies, my movie's coming out in the theaters 4th of July weekend. July, go buy a ticket.
That's insane. Do you know any of the theaters, or are they still working it out?
They're still working it out, but I don't know yet.
I mean, that's insane. Your movie's gonna be in theaters.
I'm gonna be the star of a film in theaters.
Is there gonna be a premiere?
Yeah, big premiere.
Am I invited? I'm industry. I'm journalist. I'm press. I do a
That's
movie
a good
podcast.
point. That's a good point.
Press badge.
Oh, we're not reviewing my movie on this. I just rewatched it. I'm like, oh my god, it sucks.
Oh, it's great. It's gonna be great.
Thanks.
It's a great movie. 4th of July. That's exciting, man. I can't wait. It's a big year for you. You got your special coming out.
Yeah, I will probably end my life, but at some point. But that's okay.
Yeah, we've had some tough times with the crime in the city. Where New York is slowly very quickly turning into Gotham City. Like to the point where like someone might literally have to be like, do I need to be Batman right now? Like,
maybe Louis? He's rich. He's a rich single male.
Yeah, he'd really look great in that outfit.
All right, where are you going to be? Well, first of all, speaking of exciting, good stuff, special next Tuesday. What?
You can't be chubby and be Batman. You know why?
Because he'd be called Fat Man.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm Batman. You're like, should you be? Yeah, you're walking into the joke. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this Tuesday is my fucking. No, not Tuesday. It's Monday. Have you been telling people Tuesday?
What date? The 12th?
It's Monday. Yeah, 11th.
Monday the 12th. The 11th.
Monday the 11th. The 11th.
Tuesday the 12th.
No, Monday the 11th. I mean, the first show is, it's not sold out, but
that's the Monday show.
There. That's the Monday show. It's getting there. So, like, get your tickets. I mean, I'm sure everyone would know.
So get tickets to the Tuesday show.
There is no Tuesday show.
What?
There is only Monday. 2 shows. You're fucking me up here. You can't give out this false information. They're gonna listen. No, so Monday, 8 p.m., 10 p.m. Tickets are on my Instagram bio, Ron On Comedy, or the Joe and Ron On Instagram bio. I used to have the Patreon, but I changed it to the link to my special. But so please come to the special. Get your tickets now. If you're thinking about coming, get it now, because I'm gonna freak out if I'm not sold out by the day. So get it now. Get it. Turn off this. Watch X, and then get it, and then watch X.
Make Ron On feel better. Reserve a bunch of tickets, even if you don't show up. That way, at least they're reserved.
Show up. Let us think that there's tickets, so we don't try to get other people in there. Oh, and also, if you want to, if you're in Chicago. Oh, you're frozen again. Jesus.
Yeah,
we got some fans in Chicago, right? We got some fans in Chicago.
Oh, big time. A lot of Chicago fans.
So I'm at Zany's this weekend, running my hour one last time. So come see me. I'm at Rosemont at Thursday and Friday, and downtown Zany's on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know?
And my special will be out April 29th on YouTube. And I got my short film. I made a short film called Engaged. Ron On hates it. Everyone hates it. I'm a hack. I stink. It's out right now on my YouTube. Go watch on the same channel that you're watching this on. If you're watching this, it's called Engaged. It's up. Go check. 7,000 views in a day.
It's not bad. That's good.
All right. That's hurtful. But April 29th, my special will come out the same channel. Subscribe. April 29th, new special. That'll be out. And join our Patreon. We fucking eviscerated Will Smith on the Patreon. It was fun.
Oh, my God. It was a brutal day. What's your special called?
I'd rather not reveal just yet.
Okay. Well, you tell me.
It's like a baby name. Because when you tell people, they go, oh, geez, you should name it whatever.
But you're going to tell me when I press stop, right?
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. You're all great. I don't, keep on supporting.
Keep going to the movies.
And thanks for the fan who came out this weekend, who invited me to see Morbius multiple times.
Is that the hot chick?
Yeah. Cut. No. Cut.
Hey everybody, this is Joe List. Welcome to Mindful Metal Jacket. So happy to be back. So happy that you are here. If you're watching on YouTube, I apologize for the reflection in the glasses. Here's no glasses. I went no glasses last week, and there was a lot of people like, whoa, what is this? Did you get LASIK? Why am I so attracted to you right now? So, well, I'm going no glasses. So if you're listening on audio and you'd like to see how goddamn sexy I am without these glasses, switch over to YouTube. And if you're listening to audio, YouTube, wherever you're listening, thank you for listening. We are on YouTube as a video podcast now. You can go over there, subscribe to my YouTube page. It's also the home of Joe and Ron On Talk Movies and some other little sketch videos and such that I've done. But however you're listening, I appreciate it. If you're listening on audio on iTunes, go leave a review, 5 stars. The reviews have been so nice. It's so kind. Really appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment, a nice comment, lots of nice comments. I appreciate it. I mean, leave whatever comment you want, but the nice ones obviously are better. And I really appreciate the support for the show. We took a long break. I was not expecting such a wonderful reaction when we came back, particularly the Sam Morril episode, which is the most popular episode, as Sam is obviously a very popular comedian. I saw him last night, and we had a chat, and go check that one out if you haven't. I assume you have, because it's been such a popular episode. But it really heartened me to hear the response from everybody with the podcast being back. So my endless gratitude to all of you for the kind words and for listening. I'm glad the show helps. It helps me as well. And today's a good one. It's a little bit of a shorter one, as you probably have seen, as everything has timing on it now. A little time, whatever you call that, at the bottom on podcast and video, which sometimes is a blessing and a curse, don't you think? Isn't it nice about going to the movie theater? You turn on the movie, or they turn on the movie, you turn on your wife, and the movie's on, and there's no ability to know how much is left. And so you don't know, and it allows for like false endings. I was just talking about this with The Dark Knight, which is a wonderful film, although I hate the last 20 minutes. Again, check out Joe and Ronon's Talk Movies for more movie talk. But you think there's an ending. You think the movie is ending like halfway through because you can't click on the cursor to see, oh, there's an hour left. Anyways, that was a tangent, but that's like life. Would you want to know how long life is? Um, of course, that's not possible because the future is unwritten, as we know, but sometimes forget. Anywho, all that to say, I'm glad you're here. And this is a bit of a shorter episode. My guest today, special guest, they're all special, aren't they? She only had a short period of time, but we got a lot in. I'm so worried about butchering her name. Emma Seppala, I think is how you say it. I don't actually know, and I feel terrible about it. I know her as Emma, and her last name, as you can see on there, Seppala. And there's little grammar marks above the A's, and I'm not smart enough to know what that is. But Seppala, I hope I'm not ruining her name. I'm so grateful that she came on. She is wonderful. I highly recommend following her on Instagram, The Happiness Track. She posts a lot of great stuff, a lot of valuable stuff. She wrote a book called The Happiness Track, which I admittedly have not had a chance to read. It's funny because I'm reading stuff off my phone now and I don't have my glasses on, and I realize I'm blinder than I realize. But um, she is science director of Stanford University's Center for Compassion and Altruism Research and Education, and the author of this book, The Happiness Track: How to Apply the Science of Happiness to Accelerate Your Success. She studies happiness, all these things. It's a really great episode. Like I said, she had an abbreviated time, but obviously a very busy woman, and I'm happy that she made the time for me. I'm pleasantly surprised always when these really smart people make the time. Not that comedians aren't really smart, but we all do each other's podcasts. We're all friends. So really happy she came on. We talk breathing exercises and anxiety and mindfulness, of course. And there's a lot of great wisdom in here. She's such a kind and thoughtful person. I recommend her book, even though I haven't read it. It's something I plan to read and will read. I'm just swimming in books over here. I'm like, I can see 10 right here. This is my trip to Berlin that I'm taking. And then I got Lenin, remembering an interview with Lenin. And he's a real asshole. This guy could have used some mindfulness. It's really mind blowing. And then look at this, Scorsese by Roger Ebert, two of my favorite people ever. And there's a whole bunch of other books over here. But anywho, check out her book. I think you'll love it. I think I will love it when I eventually read it. And The Happiness Track on Instagram. There's just tons of great stuff on here, little daily quotes. There is nothing for you to take from this world. You have come here to give. I mean, how good is that? Think about this one's longer, but well, I guess we should just get to the quote. I mean, we have a quote here. Typically, I'm giving you extra quotes, but the point is, go check out The Happiness Track on Instagram and check out the book and enjoy this podcast. Like I said, it's brief, so I apologize for the shortness, or maybe you're welcome for the shortness. Again, everything's blessing, curse. It's all perspective, isn't it? Isn't all of life just perspective? Am I right about that, folks? I think I am. Look at that. If you're watching on YouTube, I just tried to scratch as though my glasses were here. That's why I made this face. Anyways, I am rambling. This is not what you came here for. You came here for a little strength and hope, perhaps, a little reminder of mindfulness. And you're going to get that from Emma. She's wonderful. Here is a quote recently from her, perhaps from the book. You are not a victim of your past. You are the director of your present and the dreamer of your future. All right. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. And enjoy this conversation with Emma. So, thank you. Oh, fun. There's a little lady that tells you we're recording now. That's new. Thank you for being here, Emma. I appreciate it. I will have given you a proper intro so we can just jump in. I first heard you on Dan Harris's podcast, and I thought you were fantastic, and it really helped. And now I've just been following you on Instagram, and you post all these great, helpful things. That's become part of my mental health. So I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm glad.
I have to admit, I have not read your book yet because I'm reading like 4 books at once. So my wife will shoot me if I order another book, but eventually I'll get to it. But I appreciate you being here, and I love your stuff, and it's really helped me. So thank you.
I'm so glad.
Glad. One thing I wanted to, I guess we can just jump right in it because I know you have a limited time. One thing that was really interesting to me that you were talking about on Dan's podcast is about suppression and suppressing anger and sort of anxiety and how physically unhealthy that is. And then you kind of talked about how breathing exercises can really be helpful. I'm a big meditator. We talk about that all the time, but I had never heard all these benefits of the breathing. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about how unhealthy suppressing sort of anger and emotions can be and how breathing can sort of help that.
Well, no one's ever taught us how to handle our emotions. And, all the people who are supposed to teach us, like our parents or our teachers, they don't know. No one knows what the hell is going on with regard to our emotions. Like, what are we supposed to do with them, especially the big, bad, negative ones? And so what does the research show is that suppression, which is the technique everybody uses because they don't know what else to use. And, as kids, they're taught to just suck it up, buttercup, like just suppress it because there's no other solution given. And this is across countries. I've seen this in audiences from all over the world. They all say, well, we're just supposed to sort of stuff them down and pretend they don't exist. And the result of that is that the emotion doesn't get resolved and it plays havoc on your body. So research shows that it actually, like for example, anger, if you suppress it, it actually becomes stronger in terms of your physiological impact. So heart rate, blood pressure, inflammation, everything. It's like a soda can that you're shaking up. And that's how it feels psychologically too, right? You suppress anger for a while, it's going to come out as passive aggression, or you're going to blow up sometime. I think we've all been there. It doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting because it's a hard thing to deal with. And I struggle sometimes of when to, if you get upset with somebody, when to sort of say something and when not to, because suppression can, like you said, can lead up to just resentment, which is like physically unhealthy for us. And then, like you said, eventually just kind of snapping, and it's, you snap at somebody because they you got your order wrong and you realize like, oh, that's not what you're talking about right now, something else has happened. But it's also hard to choose when to sort of address stuff because you're afraid of hurting feelings or changing the dynamic of a hang or whatever it is. So it can be really hard to decide. Do you have thoughts or advice on that? Is there a specific time to address something in the moment, or sometimes, there's a saying that I love, say what you mean, but don't say it mean, where you kind of have to let time pass and settle down. So it's not in the moment, because if you say things the wrong way, it can make things worse.
It depends how triggered you are. If you're at a 9 or 10, it's not a good time. You're going to be mean, probably. You're not going to say things in the most skillful manner. So if it's a 9 or 10, then you can think of emotion as energy, or we call it action tendency in terms of psychology. It's energy, right? So go and use that up. If you're angry, go and like write it out in your journal. Go and take, walk around the block until you've settled down. Do something with that energy. Clean up your kitchen. Whatever it is to just sort of settle your energy. The other thing you can do is lie down. I mean, there's one study that showed that lying down when you're angry starts to cool all of that down, starts to cool that fight or flight energy, which is triggered by anger. So first do that, because you're going to regain the ability to think clearly. Your brain is otherwise not thinking logically and reasonably because the emotion centers have hijacked your ability to think logically. So that is why we know when you're in intensity of emotion, that's not when you want to be addressing a situation. If your emotion's less so 3 or 4 or 5, and you think you can talk about it in a way that's not going to be mean, that's going to be able to listen to the other person and exchange in a reasonable way, and you feel like the other person is also not in a 9 or 10, then yeah, you can bring it up now.
Interesting. Yeah, it's always hard to like choose those battles. And I just had an instance where when I was with family, which is always stressful and triggering to me, because it's, there's years, your entire life worth of emotional baggage, resentment, whatever it is. And and then I'm in therapy now, and I do a lot of mindfulness and meditation and recovery and all this stuff. And so family comes up. So you start to have these things present. You start becoming mindful of behaviors. So it's tricky not to say, this is what you always did. You kind of have this thing, and I'm like this.
Right.
And it really becomes an exercise of knowing when to do that. And then and sort of patience and understanding that. And I think it's something maybe we all need to work on and be mindful of, but mindfulness definitely helps with that. Are you familiar with Healing Back Pain, Dr. Sarno's book? That was the first book that I read that really talked about that, is that his theory was that all pain that's not from like blunt trauma or like an injury is from suppressed anger. And that was sort of his big study that I guess was controversial at one point. Does that sort of I don't know the word. I'm not as smart as I look. I have glasses, but does that make sense with your studies too? Is that possible that suppressing anger and resentment and anxiety can actually cause physical pain in the back or anywhere?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, any emotion will do that. Any emotion, and there's research on pain. I mean, there's physical pain, there's the psychological aspect, and if you can heal the psychological aspect, which we showed in one of our studies on loving kindness meditation, it actually reduces the physical pain. There's just so much. And I mean, there's a book that's been on the New York Times bestseller list for years now, called The Body Keeps the Score, which goes into that. Trauma and so forth are in the body. But going back to your earlier point about family, some of your family members are never going to change. It's not going to happen, right? So what's the only option is that we have to change. And what it is that we've got these buttons, and they're pushing our buttons. And so our responsibility is, how do we get rid of those buttons? That's the only thing. I mean, I remember when I had completed my first 3 meditation retreats, I sort of did them in a row, because when I realized how awesome they were, I just kept going. And then I visited family and other people who used to push my buttons. And I got there and I was like, oh my God, they're so different. What happened? And it's like, they're not different. I'm different. Some of those buttons have dropped, So some techniques, I mean, I don't know, I found that some of the techniques that were practiced in those retreats must have helped with those buttons. Not that I'm, trigger proof at all, but certainly there was a big shift that I noticed in very familiar patterns that had repeatedly been triggering in the past.
Right. So that's an interesting thing I heard you talk about too, is that sometimes, well, first of all, I agree, and that's a practice. It took me a long time to realize, is that I'm not able to change anybody, and I have to remind myself to kind of keep my side of the street clean, as we say. And you kind of have to, a lot of this comes from acceptance. You have to accept people's behavior and being mindful of, okay, I'm feeling this way because they behave that way. That's the way they behave. And then even being compassionate to, they're behaving that way because of the way they were brought up, or that's their learned behavior or whatever. And that stuff really does help, I find, is being more compassionate, which I've heard you speak of as well.
Yeah, the compassion helps. I would also probably recommend not even creating a story around like, I'm feeling this way because they did this. I would just stop at, I'm feeling this way, because it kind of disconnects us from the story around it as well. Just be like, I'm feeling this way. What can I do now?
Right.
That's compassionate to yourself too, because it untangles you from stories, from events. And then even when you're feeling that way, going back, hey, what's the sensation in my body? Okay, I'm not gonna, it's like lessening the story, lessening the words. What are you feeling? Are you feeling anguish or anxiety? Forget about it. Who cares? What am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling this thing in my abdomen. Okay, now I'm just gonna feel that thing. Bringing it back to this, it's like you're delinking the thought from the sensation from the emotion. Go back to your breath. You breathe through it, and you let the sensation pass. You're delinking everything. You're reprogramming your brain that way. You're freeing yourself.
Right. God, that's so helpful. Just hearing you have a calming presence, which I wanted to talk about also, is that dealing with other people. And I've heard you talk about it before, is that if somebody else is suppressing something, we feel it. The person they're around can kind of feel and respond to that energy. It kind of, you can feel yourself getting tense because you can feel their intensity. Is that right? Could you talk about that a little bit?
So if I were suppressing anger right now and talking to you, your heart rate would increase and you wouldn't know why. You're not feeling comfortable. You're not feeling comfortable. So it would be, like those moments when you're around someone and you don't feel comfortable and you can't explain it to yourself or anyone else. You're just like, I just don't feel comfortable around that person. Chances are they're suppressing. We register inauthenticity as threat. Animals do that. Humans do that. When we're around inauthenticity, we register it as threat because we know there's like an untruth going on and we don't know what it means and we don't know if our life is at risk because of it. So that's why suppression doesn't work out long-term for relationships, because the more we suppress, also the more there's this feeling of inauthenticity going on. There's a lack of communication going on, and that starts to break down relationships. So inauthenticity doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And that's what suppression is, unfortunately, the only technique anyone's ever learned about how to handle their emotions. Which, earlier you were asking about breathing. I mean, I moved to New York 2 days before 9/11, and I witnessed a second plane crash from the, rooftop of my building. And after that, I had so much anxiety every morning at 8:30 that my body was visibly shaking. And I didn't know what to do about it. Like, I went to Bikram yoga 5 times a week. I was trying to sweat it out. I'd go and like hang out with Tibetan Buddhist monks to try and like get inner peace, like by osmosis.
Right.
I did all sorts of things to try and, accept medication. I just didn't want to go there because I was reading a lot of research in psychology and knowing that we don't really know how medications work and that the brain is malleable. And I was like, let me see, is there another way? Is there another way? And anyway, I ended up running into a breathing class that I hated. And I hated that I felt more at peace in it. I hated that I don't like this class, but I feel more at peace than I ever have in my entire life. And I kind of even feel blissed out, which was just a weird experience. And then I realized after that class, I started doing the daily breathing practice that they taught. It's called sky breath meditation. And I was determined that it wasn't going to work for me because I just, I don't know. That's just how I was. And it worked. It worked so well. I'm still doing it 15 years later, every single day, even on the days I gave birth. So there's something to breathing. And it's the reason I studied the effect of breathing, this particular technique, the sky breath meditation for veterans with trauma. I've studied it at Yale with undergraduates. There's something about breathing because it's not just having an impact psychologically, it's having an impact physiologically. And so I think that's why it has such an effective, beneficial impact on the nervous system, especially with regard to anxiety and sort of those kinds of negative states.
Yeah, it's amazing because that's such a interesting story of the 9/11 and watching that happen in the trauma, because I was at home watching on TV and it was traumatic. So I can't imagine what it was like for people that were physically here in New York watching it happen. But I've told this story before, probably on this podcast, but this is just sort of a side note about a psychological thing. And when I was a kid, I was terrified that somebody was behind the shower curtain. So anytime I went into the bathroom, I would open the shower curtain and check behind that when I was ages like 4 through 13 or 14. Just every time, it was like a compulsion. I had to check behind the shower curtain. And eventually I stopped. I don't know why. I just sort of got over it, or I understood. And then I remember years later, the day of 9/11, I went in the bathroom and just subconsciously pulled the shower curtain back and looked back there. And I was like, that was like some kind of weird psychological thing that just made me revert back to this childhood fear. So you'd probably know more about that, the psychology behind that, but that's just a interesting anecdote about 9/11 and our responses to it. But What could you talk a little bit about sky breathing? Because I heard you talk about it before, and I did hot yoga, Bikram yoga for years, and I still do when I can. I haven't in a while because of the pandemic, and I do a lot of meditation and stuff, and I do this straw breathing, which is sort of exhaling as though breathing through a straw, where it's a longer exhale than inhale. Could you talk a little bit about sky breathing? Is that something you can explain, or do people have to kind of go find it on their own and study it?
Well, it's taught it's in a multi-day workshop. So it takes a few days to learn because it's a comprehensive series of breathing practices that sort of work together symbiotically. So I can't like teach it, in a few minutes, but it was started in India by Sri Ravi Shankar, who is, he heads a yoga tradition called Art of Living. And I would just think of it as a sort of a comprehensive breathing practice that incorporates some of the traditional sort of yoga based practices like pranayama and so forth. And it has this practice called Sky, which is like the Sudarshan Kriya yoga part, which is sort of a rhythmic breathing practice that's guided. So that's one of the reasons you'd probably want to take a class, because it's guided, and then you can learn it in that manner, and then you have a take home practice. So that's what I practice daily, and that's what we researched also.
Got you. Interesting. And
it's offered so it's offered through Art of Living, but it's also offered for veterans and military families at no cost through a nonprofit called Project Welcome Home Troops. It's offered high schools and middle schools through a nonprofit called Sky Schools. So lots of different, there's a prison program called Prison Smart, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but yeah.
God, that's great. I mean, so is that what you would, if you were, president of the world and you had your say, what would we do? I understand there's not a president of the world. I don't want you to think I'm that stupid, but if you were running everything, what do you think the best thing we could do for young people to help with all this stuff? Would it be a combination of meditation, yoga, breathing exercises, understanding the stuff? Should we be teaching this in school? At what age? I mean, like, it feels like so many of all of our problems in this country and around the world is people just not understanding that thoughts are just thoughts, and sort of taking thoughts to be reality and getting in sort of this alternate reality, and having, like you said, no exercise or understanding of how to deal with emotions and feelings. I mean, all the way up to war and road rage, all these things. What would you say is, I mean, I'm sure that it's not a simple answer. What is the best thing that we could be doing more of? Is it teaching this stuff in school at a young age?
Yeah, I think so. My goal would be to have all kids. I mean, so many kids have trauma and then they become adults with trauma, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because adults who've had childhood traumas are often very resilient, very strong, and every trauma makes a person stronger. And yet it also can make a person self-destruct or destroy others. So my goal would definitely be if all kids could learn a practice, like even just once, like doing sky breath meditation, something like that, that just sort of helps them overcome whatever trauma they've experienced, so they can move on with their life and like show up in their life as having the ability to live up to their best potential, because every human being has creativity, every human being has potential, has skills, has values. They're such a gift to the world, and it's a question about what will make a person show up as their best selves, as their greatest potential in this lifetime. Or how many people have that, but they're drinking themselves to death, or they're sitting in their basement, never coming out, not achieving all of the beautiful things they could achieve. So that would be my goal for sure, is to have all kids go through something like that, which we know is really good for trauma. It's very efficient and quick. It's like our veteran study showed that in 1 week, they no longer had post-traumatic stress. They had been in counseling, they had taken drugs, they had done so many things, and boom, in a week, they were like, it was so helpful. Not to say that would happen like that for every single person, but in our study, it was kind of surprising that 1 month and 1 year later, after the study was over, the veterans still showed normalized anxiety. Like they didn't have the symptoms of post-traumatic stress. I mean, it gives you hope, because not everyone can sit in therapy for years, or not everyone is willing to take drugs, that have side effects that make them feel dull in other ways of their life, other parts of their life. So there are some great options there. And yeah, I think meditation is a fabulous practice. And there are a lot of forms of meditation. I think here in the US, we just know about, one form of meditation or two forms. There's so many, I always feel like we need to share options with people so that they can find something that works for them.
It's amazing to me that we sort of have this onboard system that can work miraculously, essentially, through breathing or mindfulness. And you don't need, well, some people need, I don't want to dismiss the need for drugs in situations, but the fact that such a amazing tool is just in our onboard system with breathing, meditation, mindfulness is really incredible, because for so many, including myself, the answer is to go to some sort of substance, and that just doesn't work. Essentially, I mean, if you're abusing, again, I know that some people certainly that have mental disorders where drugs can work miracles as well. But to hear the value of breathing and breathing exercises is really almost like magical. I mean, it's like really
I don't want to say that a magic pill, but like Dan Harris says, 10% happier, like there is something we can do, that can help alleviate the symptoms of trauma, that can help alleviate our anxiety. And it's such a simple thing, it's such a simple thing. And like you said, it doesn't have side effects, it doesn't have addiction problems. It doesn't, yeah, it's just wonderful to know that these options are there. And I always just feel like, if people are suffering, just that they should have hope that there are options out there that will work for them and that will also be beneficial to their system, and will give them, the ability to come back to themselves.
Yeah, well, I think you're doing amazing work with this stuff, because I can feel like the hope in your voice, and I appreciate it, and it does make me feel hopeful. I know you have limited time, but could you just touch upon also the other thing I love, because I'm a big hiker and big believer in nature. Could you talk a little bit about the science-based evidence of how beneficial nature and being in nature is to our psychologically, and I think even physiologically in some ways? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, research shows it decreases anxiety, depression. It increases your creativity by 50% just to be out in nature for 3 days unplugged. So many benefits. And if you can't make it out to, a national park, you can just go to your local city park. And if you can't go to your city park, even just hanging out with your local, street tree has an impact. And if you don't have that, then even just a plant on your desk, and if you don't have a window, even just having a poster of nature or a screensaver, all of those have been shown to be beneficial because we are so attuned to nature. And yet 70% of kids who are underprivileged are nature deprived, and 70% of non-white kids are also nature deprived. So just thinking about what is going on, how are we raising our kids? What are we exposing them to? Are we setting people up for mental health? What can we do to bring more nature into people's lives?
Yeah, it's amazing, because I mean that's something that just it becomes for me self-evident when I go out into a park, when I hike, which I love to do, and I've taken full hiking trips for a week at a time, flown to Wales and Peru and all these places, and you feel renewed. I mean, it's like the equivalent of hours and hours of meditation, or like, again, when I was drinking and using, I'm like, I never felt as good as I did when I was out hiking or in amongst the trees in the woods, the ocean. For me, I mean, I always jokingly say the ocean just heals everything, just being in the ocean for a couple of minutes. So
Yeah,
I love hearing that, but I'm a person that really likes evidence and hearing somebody say it helps, because I can feel that it helps, but in my mind, I'm always questioning myself because I hate
right.
myself. So it's nice to hear somebody who studied this stuff be like, no, it actually is good. There's plenty of studies. So that makes me feel great, if that makes sense.
Of course.
um, well,
And by the way, on that topic of like self-love and stuff, it starts as a discipline. Yeah, it starts as a discipline, bringing things into your life and putting them on your calendar of what you'll do for yourself. You know, I'm going to take that walk in the park today. I'm going to put on my calendar. I'm going to go to bed at 10 or whatever. I'm going to have a juice, you know, first thing in the morning or whatever, you know, self-care. Just start it as a discipline, because the more you bring it into your schedule, even as a discipline that you're just enforcing, you're going to start to feel better. And as you start to feel better, you're going to start to integrate and feel more of that self-love. So start with that discipline.
Yeah, I mean, self-love and self-compassion is something that I've been working on and need to work on. I think we all need to work on. And the thing that helps me, that sort of mantra, is be as nice to yourself as you would be to somebody else. Yeah. You know, I would never, you know, if my wife said, boy, I haven't written it all today, I wouldn't say that's because you're a piece of shit and you're lazy, you know, which is what I'm saying to myself constantly. So I have to remind myself of that. But
yeah,
Emma, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you're busy. I'm really grateful that you came in to do this, because it really has meant a lot to me. And just this conversation, I feel better. And I know it's going to help a lot of people. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And I feel bad. Also, you said we'll have some laughs, and I feel like it wasn't funny at all. So I'll send you some links of my stand-up, and it'll be much funnier. it'll be way better than this. But I think this was really great. I think a lot of people will get a lot out of it. So I appreciate it, and please keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mindful Metal Jacket is hosted by comedian Joe List. Produced by Joe List. Edited by Matt Kleinschmidt. Executive producers Robert Kelly and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button Podcasts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're live from just outside Government Center here in the greatest city in America, Boston, Massachusetts. And we're headed tonight to Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. NBA, that is. The National Basketball Anus. Joke number 1, that was big, don't you think? Instead of association, I said anus. Look at this couple. He's a douche. He pretends to like tennis, but he doesn't. Her boots are stupid. She thinks they're sexy, but they're ridiculous. All right, hey, there's a happy Celtics fan with his girlfriend who pretends to like basketball, but clearly doesn't. Oh, wait, that's a dude. I can't tell. Oh, boy, I feel 100 years old. I don't know who's what and what's who, but he's waving the flag to nobody in particular. Just kind of, you know, do your thing. Now it's down, it's coming up. No, oh, it's up, it's down, it's over. He's not really waving at anything or anywhere. People seem to like these videos, so I'm doing it. Embarrassing people who have no idea that I'm pointing a camera at them. It's really not cool. There's the duck boat stuck in traffic. What a nightmare. You pay money to see the sights and you just sit in traffic outside of these ugly ass buildings. And a chain link fence. All right, let's head to the game. Game 2, Celtics Heat. My mother's asshole. The TD Bank North Garden. There is the great Larry Bird after scoring his game-winning goal. And go Trojans. All right. Hell yeah. Woo. That guy's not okay. It's the Celtics and the Heat. I'm by myself, making this really psychotic. People think I am a complete lunatic as I walk around by myself, filming and talking to myself. Here we go, Celtics. I have no friends, but I can afford a ticket. There it is, the Empire State Building off in the distance. We're here in the great Windy City, Sin City. Lots of balloons and alcoholics. Just bought a raffle ticket, 50-50. Right now it pays $260 or $30, $270. I'm bad at math. I'm here a little early. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and some dork. Oh boy, something's happening over there. What could it be? It's somebody on TV, but I'm on TV. YouTube, that is. All right, we're here with some of the ugliest, grossest people in the entire city. There's a lot of real stinkers around here. A couple hot people, but not really. You know, when I'm one of the best looking, you got some problems. Oh, maybe I'll buy something. Absolutely not. When I first started doing stand-up, one of my first jokes was I went to a Celtics game, a lot of empty seats for a team called the Celtics. That's an actual joke I did many times, and I was proud of it. The legend, Mike Gorman, one of my all-time favorite play-by-play guys, and one of my heroes. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. He paved the way for the play-by-play boys of the present. An all-time legend, touching his asshole. But seriously, he's the best. Tuesdays with stories. Joelist comedy. I hate myself. This year's material, YouTube, great special. This year's material, be sure to subscribe. Tuesdays with stories every Tuesday. Oh, there's that guy again. All right, this guy loved it. They're going crazy for Joe List. Got the best seat in the house right here. Did it go in? Did it go in or did it miss? There's Mr. Taco, 7'6". Ladies and gentlemen, this is an adult male. At the game like this, somebody married this dipshit. You guys think you're better than me, but you're not. I don't see you getting 2 million views on a comedy special on YouTube. You big floor seat having dorks. Not as hot as you think you are. Not as cool as you think you are. Fake diamonds. Those are fake. Yeah, look at your phone, you dork. Alright, you're cool. Everybody walking and looking at their phone like a bunch of losers. Not me, I'm talking to myself. Whoa, we got a hottie coming. There she is. Alright, here comes some high-flying, dunking kids. Here they come. They're running. I hope someone gets hurt badly. Whoa, a double dunk. Just like me when I banged those snack girls in high school. Wow. Whoa, these kids can really jump. Here comes another guy. He's up and he dunks it. With the use of a trampoline. Let's see a dunk without one, you loser. Whoa, white man can jump if they have a trampoline. Alrighty. Hey, your fake eyelashes look ridiculous. Too long. Give them to this guy. He can put them on his head. Because he's bald. Look at him up there. Whoa, all the way up there. Whoa, they just threw her out the window like Eric Clapton. Wowzer. Oh, it's a trampoline. Who do you prefer? Bouncing spandex ladies or flying nerds? What a dunk! Oh my God. And they're skipping. They're skipping. They're hopping and skipping. They got backless shirts and they're hopping and skipping. It's a lot of fun here. It's Lucky and the dancers swinging that hair. Throw those throws. Uh-oh, something big cooking over here. What are they going to do? They're going to toss somebody high outside. I'm betting it's the men are going to throw the one lady. We'll see. They're really taking their time. They're probably scared. Oh, this is no kind of life I'm leading. I should have brought a friend. Oh, I love a backless shirt. I might get one myself. Look at this guy. He's throwing his dick at me. All right. Throw that jizz, young man. Nice. Booty shaking up. Getting ready for toss. She's going up, and look at her spin and scream, and they caught her. Wowie kazowie. That was unnecessary. There is JT, James Taylor. Well, the Celtics are warming up, and I am farting some real hot dog and M&M farts all over these lovely ladies that came to take a photo. They can smell the gas directly out of my asshole. Here's a video of the video. My video's better. Yes, I've eaten nothing but hot dog and chocolate, and you can tell because of the noxious smell coming straight out of my asshole. Here are the Celtics. Marcus Smart with a 3, and he makes it. I wish he would make one in the game. So far, he has 4 points and 1.5 of basketball. He's on pace for 8, and that's not gonna cut it. There's every teacher I had in high school. Looking angry and bald and stupid. And Jason Tatum at the line, shooting 3 free throws.
Mark, try to look like Drake. That's weak.
That's that guy. That's that guy I was talking about. Free throw number 2 is good. No question about it. Paid $900 for this scene. I'm staring at this teenager's head. We're all done here, folks. The Celtics have lost a barn burner, 111 points to 105 points. Ludacris, the rapper, is over there. Well, he might have walked away, but I don't really give a shit because I never heard of him until I asked, who's that asshole over there? Anyways, he was here. Antoine Walker was over there, losing all his money. Up there is old Chuck Barkley, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Shaq is missing. I don't know where he went. He went to maybe break a backboard. Remember that? Anyways, I want to take my own life because the Celtics have blown it, and I have blown myself in my hotel room. Beautiful day here to be at the Garden. Nice sunny day. Got a wave from Mike Gorman, the legend. That was pretty cool. And other than that, I just wasted $700 and 10 minutes of your time. This is old Uncle Joe signing off from the Boston Garden, where the Celtics have been defeated, and I feel defeated. This was all a big waste of time and money. Oh well. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and don't take your life like I might tonight. Next year we do the Garden. Even if we don't sell more tickets, it'll just be nice and quiet.
So it's like 1,200 about.
Yeah, it feels great.
We're talking best one-time characters on Seinfeld. People say Bookman. Bookman's too crazy for me. It's too much for me. Yeah, Eric the Clown, Jon Favreau is my number 1.
Oh yeah?
His delivery is just incredible. What was he, a clown? Yes, he's a clown. This is just a gig.
Who's the guy with long hair? That was Elaine's like love interest?
Dan Cortez?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which Dan Cortez was like the hottest guy ever. They kind of just faded out. You know, women always talk about when they lose their looks, they lose all the work, but I think men too. Dan Cortez, I haven't seen him anywhere in 25 years. I think he made money, but, you know, he's not a sex symbol.
By the way, it's exactly what you probably imagine Green Room Talk with Joe is like.
Shaking what she got. Man, when I tell you she was cool, she was red hot. I mean, she was steaming.
So what else is going on in the festival? I don't even look. Who's big tonight?
Shut Apatow, the show.
Shut Apatow.
And Friends. I don't know who the Friends are.
How big is Canada? Is that 5,000, 4,000?
No. It's in the twos.
Oh, it is. Oh, Radio City is awful. I did it with Practical Jokers, and it was so bad. I was so stressed about going over my time. I'm like so paranoid. And there was no light or anything. Well, I just had this feeling on stage. I got in my head that I was like, everyone was over there being like, get the fuck off the stage, you idiot. So I was like, good night, everybody, thank you. And I came off stage, and their like tour manager was like, you did 9 minutes, you're supposed to do 15, you piece of shit. And I was like, ah! And like everybody was, all 4 of them were like scattered around, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And they had to like get together, like, and Sal was obviously like, don't worry about it, but the guy was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm sorry, I thought I was going over. They're like, you didn't go over, you did half your time. And then they handed me a check for like $40,000, and then I was like, I actually have to run.
I can't.
And I was just on the subway, and I was like, I just ruined the show, and now I'm just on the train. Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me. Sorry, I'm mid-pizza. How are you? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's awesome. How's the festival been?
Dan was here last night.
Yeah. I was messaging with him, he said it was awesome. He said he loved it. Sarah and Syracuse, born in the same hospital the same day. That I made up.
The same hospital?
No. But I know where Matt was born.
Same hospital as your kid. Oh, right. I know that story.
Yeah. Matt showed up in the middle of Sarah was in labor. Did I tell you that story?
Yeah.
Sarah was in labor, and you're not allowed to visit the labor unit, not even kind of allowed. You're not even anywhere near there. And we get a knock on the door, and there's a lady like, I'm sorry, there's a man here? And Sarah's in labor, like just unshowered, all shit. And so I come out, I'm like, what? And Matt's standing there with a pie. I go, what are you doing? And he goes, I brought a pie. And I'm like, you're not allowed up here. This is crazy. How did you get up here? And he goes, I was born here.
My birthright.
I always remember you and Dan being together.
Yeah, Dan was like,
Caroline's all the time.
he was my first buddy. He was answering phones at Stand Up New York when I met him.
Was he?
Yeah. And then he drank like me. That was all it took to become friends. We're still close. And now neither of us drinks.
Did you guys stop at the same time?
He stopped a few months after me. But then also he quit smoking. I was with him when he quit smoking. We were going to a Social Distortion show. And he had a pack of cigarettes, and he goes, I just had my last cigarette. And he crinkled them up and like threw them in my car. But he threw his cigarette, he crinkled them up and threw them, and I thought it was just the most dumbest cringe thing. And I was like, you're gonna be smoking in 2 hours. And he literally never smoked another cigarette.
Wow.
He like crushed them up. Yeah. We love Soder. And now he's dead. Rest in peace, Dan. He had a good run out there. He died of big head disease. He's got a big fat Irish head.
Big fat Irish.
He's got a nice jawline, though.
Yes, he does. Is that a shot at me?
No. Shot at me.
I know, speaking of big Irish heads, look at that. Kevin Meaney and Colin Quinn right next to each other. Two of the... Colin Quinn's our neighbor now.
I'm gonna go outside.
Okay.
You guys,
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much for having us. I appreciate it. I'm thrilled.
Absolutely.
Very excited.
Vodafone or whatever?
Yeah, I love that. Is that still happening? I love that festival. It was me, her, and Aparna hanging out, which is funny to think of the three of us in a car together.
Yeah.
We met some local guy who was a kook. He was American. He lived in Ireland. And we were like, well, we want to go to the countryside. We really want to see, we've been to Dublin, we've spent time in Dublin. I want to see that Irish countryside. We ended up driving us to like the most, like a tourist town, but it was like a city. It was like a small tourist city. It was like on the shore. We wanted to go to like cliffs, you know, and like see some real, and it was just a whatever. He's like, I got a car seat in the back seat. He's like, I don't know how to get the fucking thing out. Maybe you guys can help me figure it out, whatever. And he's like, I can never figure it out. Can you guys squeeze? And we're like, it's too tight. We can't. Like, can we just please figure this out? So then we went to figure it out, Michelle and I, and we just went like this, and it just picked up. It was like 100% not in there. And we just had this moment of like, how long have you been driving around? And he's like, oh. Yeah, he was a kook.
But then before you're like, what are we doing before?
I'm gonna bring you up.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, but I'll bring you up from the God mic.
Oh, cool.
7 minutes, bring out Karen, and you're done. Your night is over at 7:10 p.m.
You're working on this.
Karen's not here. We've gotten a spat about her arrival. Here we are. That sounded like her. That sounded like a... No, it's the opposite of Karen. Hi, Lou. Nice to see you. Daniel. Good to see you. Mike, too, he's dating a girl, and she wears thong underwear, and he's like, you always wear thong underwear? And she's like, yeah. He's like, always? Like, no matter what? Like at the doctor's office? Is this a rash? That's the whole joke. It's so funny to me. I think we're late, but... All right, quick. Louis, get in the photo here.
3, 2, 1. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you. Ooh, sorry. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you to show.
So sorry.
You forgot your shirt. I didn't realize that we were this far. I should have brought my jacket. This is exciting. When's the last time you played here?
Oh, geez, I don't remember.
Attention. Those sitting in seats numbers orchestra S127 and S125 in the orchestra, you have been selected. Please head down and take your seats in the front row, courtesy of Red Financial.
Ready? Good evening and welcome to the Town Hall.
It's before you go.
That's right. And the 20th Annual New York Comedy Festival. Tonight, the New York Comedy Festival proudly presents Joe List. You're goddamn right. Hey, that's me. It's me, Joe List. Hey, I'm a comedian, and doesn't it feel embarrassing that they gave away front row? It feels like nobody bought front row seats. That sucks. Anyways, I'm coming out to do comedy soon, but I brought a bunch of openers. I like to have a lot of friends with me, and there's 3 people, and they're all hilarious. And laugh real hard at them. Thank you. All right, first guy, come to the stage, go crazy. And if you listen to my podcast, you've heard about him a bunch. He travels all over the country with me. He's hilarious. I love him. You're about to love him. Matt Wayne, everybody.
And I have a lot of single friends. I talk to them about what it's like out there. I got a buddy, he's almost 50. I had lunch with him. He's almost 50 out there single. I go, what's that like?
Oh boy, this is a big mistake. I gotta fire my agent. Oh my God, I suck. Oh, I just farted. Ooh, that stinks. Oh God, my parents are in the audience. They hate me, I know it. They're gonna like Matt more than they like me. I should kill myself. I'm gonna quit comedy. Maybe I'll get a job at Starbucks. I think I could do it. I'm into leather. My wife, I'd like her to put on a leather boot and shove it right in my butt. Is it time?
Are you guys ready for the main event? This guy's amazing. I had it blown for years to get to where I'm at. It's worth every penny. No, I don't give blowjobs. We have a great time. You've seen him. He's got numerous YouTube specials. You've seen him on lots of late nights. Guys, let's hear it for the very funny Joe List.
Cool. Thanks for having me. Boy, I did not think you were going to show. You really came last minute. Thank you to the 800 people that bought tickets in the last 4 days. That was a big relief. Who won the free seats? Which one? You guys? Nice. Do you know who? Have you heard of me? I feel like you were sitting in the back. Okay, cool. It's just so weird to do it in such a small, like, you want the free upgrade, and you're like, oh, we don't care, I don't want to go up there. It's not like a baseball game, you're like, all right, I guess. I kind of wanted to hide back there. I'm glad you won. Where were your seats? Were they orchestra? Isn't this the orchestra? You don't upgrade people from the fucking balcony? What kind of horseshit is that? Like, we were like 9 rows back. Honestly, it was a better seat. My neck is kind of freaked. These seats suck. You want to be back? People against the wall up there must be like, you gotta be shitting me. I mean, nobody's against the wall. There's 300 empty seats up there, but still. Would have been cool.
Of my whole career. Yeah, I did it. Just now. There we go. We did it.
How'd you feel?
Oh, it was awesome. That was like literally the best show of my career. That was like insanity. I know, in the middle of it, I was like, this should have been my special. This is like better than all the other shows. What are you gonna do? All right, gotta go have pizza. There's like 50 people coming back here. Sarah, you look banging, bro.
Bro.
No pants. Spread eagle.
Yeah, you look hot.
I spread my lips open.
Sarah Marie. That's insane. I guess like literally the best show of my whole life.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was fun. Hey, how are you? Yeah, that was like the best show of my life. Truly, nice to see you guys. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I keep avoiding seeing you.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was awesome. Hey, great to see you. A long time no see.
It's great set, Sarah. Really.
Thanks, guys. I worked really hard on that.
What a show.
And then, all right, I'm not gonna do that, but